What it do, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I want to say welcome to another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It's your greatest host in the known universe ever, King Crowder, man. Back again with another topic that you're looking for, that we need to talk about. And I want to say, all the places you could be, thank you for tuning in and chopping it up with me, man. Thank you for another edition of Live on Sunday, pre-birthday celebration for your boy. Let me clap again. A lot of hits, a lot of things to discuss. Before we do anything, comment, like, share the live, share the live, share the live. Book of the week. Let me give it to you, brother. I actually wrote about it. It's something I read a few years ago, man, but it was something that was really on my spirit this week. Jim Rome is a phenomenal speaker, but the book is called Seasons of Life. Why you recommend this book, King Crowder? Number one, you have probably hit all seasons this year. If you don't know, like life, you have all seasons that you personally go through. You have your highs, your lows, your midpoints, like we do, your winters, your springs, your summers, your falls. How do you emotionally handle that? Are you prepared for your summer? Are you prepared for your spring? Are you prepared to hit to a fall and winter season in your life? Do you mentally have what's ready? Do you have the knowledge, the storage, the money, the income, the resources? Are you prepared? If something tragically is about to happen in your life right now, God forbid, do you have the money stacked up to handle it? Do you have the funds, the economic resources, the mentality, the personality, the wherewithal to be ready if anything traumatic happens in your life? Anything that I believe is important and value to you, I always want to preach it to you, man. Seasons of Life, Jim Rome, add it to your library as well as things I wish my parents would have taught us by your boy. Of course, man, all in, stock back up. Thank y'all for spamming the Amazon cart. Keep adding. Like I said, 2026, I'm going to get heavy more into it and add a few more to your repertoire. But tonight's evening, man, we have a topic that I find very, very important, man. Tell me where you're from. Chop it up with me. All the lessons support. We got a comment already. Everything in this story tells me that he is Trinidadian American. We FBAs don't crash out like this, especially if we're making over $5 million a year. That's offended fact. Thank you for subbing in, baby Slim. I appreciate you. Let me give you a round of applause. Let me go ahead. Let me get it for you. Hold on, I'm trying to get it, man. You know I'm still a little old. Let me get it. Baby. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you from Casno, Fresno. Shout out to Fresno. Shout out to all my dogs. Hopefully y'all get to tap in. But on our license tonight, Mr. Moore, Sherrone Moore, the former Michigan coach. We gotta chop it up about it for real. Let's really tap into it. Subscribe, stay alive, do all you can. For everybody tuning in this morning, was this a Black American or blonde issue, Black immigrant issue? Let's tap in to the man. Sherrone Moore, if you do not know, first red flag I saw about this story when I really get into things, y'all. The brother was born in Derby, Kansas. Nothing wrong with Kansas. Y'all are beautiful brothers and people that live in Derby, Kansas. But always, when you go into information, y'all, what I love to do, number one, is pull up the demographics. The demographics of Derby, Kansas is 82% white, 2.3% Black, 7.7% Latino, 2% Asian, 1% Native American, and 7% multicultural. What does that tell you in your mind? Number one, that tells me that his parents were comfortable enough to put this brother in a hostile environment. If you do not know King Crowder, always got the receipts for you. Always, baby. I'm not just talking. I'm giving you information. Number one, if you do not know, it's a phenomenal book by the author James Lowe. The book is titled Sundown Towns. If you look at this map right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is a current map of all of the sundown towns in the United States. James Lowe book, Sundown Towns, is a book about all of the active living sundown towns in the United States of America. People that move into hostile environment where you have young Black children, A, do not come from this country, B, are not culturally aware of the danger of putting a child in this environment, or C, simply don't care. Sherrone Moore family moved him into an active sundown town. King Crowder, what is a sundown town? Why you mention it? It is an environment post the Great Migration where we know racial activity happens. You ever seen Mississippi Burning? You ever seen the Ku Klux Klan? You ever seen racial hierarchy, racist attacks? These shows and things that have happened in this country show when you move to a place that is openly hostile. Darby, Kansas, demographics, information, details. James Lowe book quoted that he was moved as a child, remember, a young man, into a hostile environment. Black immigrants have the ability to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Black Americans know through our history in this country, right? Lynching, Jim Crow, civil rights. We have a different story. You will rarely see a Black person move to an active sundown town. Why? Because we know it's dangerous. We know psychologically in our imprinted mind, right? And I want you to think about this. If I go to this environment, I'm going to go for me, right? I was born in rural Southwest Virginia. If you ever go to Claude County, Jefferson County, Cook County, we heard those stories, right? Hey, don't go there at night. Hey, we know this environment is hostile. Hey, it is not an inviting environment. And I remember hearing this as a child. So whenever I hear stories about specifically certain brothers, it's not all, right, that grow up in America, that are involved in active situations where they feel comfortable around hostile environments, it's not just that we're in the 80s. You got to understand that history has never been rectified, brother. If I did not tell you what a sundown town was, would you know? The average American has no idea about these towns, the active maps, and how they openly practice these hierarchy attacks. Let me finish. You move your son to a town of Derby, Kansas. Hostile, lack of structure, lack of people like him. And remember, when children get placed in these type of environments, specifically boys, I'm going to speak to the young man, not the young lady for the night. Young men go into these environments when it's hostile. And you hear words, follow me, they're hard to learn. He doesn't listen. He's a problem child. He's difficult to work with. He doesn't like school. He has behavioral problems. He has hostility issues. He is aggressive. How many times have you heard those type of things? The reason why you hear those type of things in those environments, y'all, because a lot of teachers, educators are not accustomed to dealing with other ethnicities of children, specifically young boys. If a young man has an opinion, if a young man learns different, if a young man has a different perspective, he gets perceived a certain way. So let's go and keep going to age, right? I'm giving you the background of Mr. Moore's background. I grew up in a sundown town. I was around an active environment. I said I don't see color. I was openly saying this is what I go with. I'm saying comments, conversations, and things like this, and I'm actively married, which he should be. Shout out to the brother. Don't want to disrespect his family. But you do something that you may not know is a taboo, but Black American men in this country know it's a taboo. If you do not know that interracial relationships are a taboo in this country, not to everyone, but to certain ethnicities, it is. It is. I love, and whatever it is to make you happy, brother. But what I am saying is that if you are in an active environment with a taboo type of lifestyle and you see others underneath you that you want to have an active relationship with you, I have to question it. I have to question it because most of the time when you see relationships outside of work with brothers, normally she don't work there. She got her own job. She got her own thing going on. She got her own thing, her own lifestyle, which is normal. Do your thing, player. I am not a person that's going to comment on any brothers with how he's supposed to be living or comment on the situation. But immediately, when I heard Mr. Moore's situation, about how he responded, how he allegedly went to the young lady's house, how he allegedly threatened to kill himself, how he allegedly hired her as one of his executive assistants that he was having relationships with, doing this thing. Hey, what about Lane Kiffin and other coaches? I get it. I get it. But you are married, taboo relationships in a northern Midwestern city. Mr. Moore, you should have known better. Mr. Moore, I am not here to kick you while you down, but I am here to remind all immigrants that do not think racism, racial matters, racial issues in this country still matter. They do. They do. The young lady is still employed with the staff. Mr. Moore is incarcerated on multiple charges. Mr. Moore has some mental health issues, of course, right? He has some things he's dealing with. He has some family he has to prepare. But the main reason why this story got so big, y'all, is how he responded to it. Mel Tucker was involved in a similar situation. Didn't hear anything. Took his L, has been gone. We haven't seen him since. Mr. Moore tried to recover from the situation, tried to remove the situation, even though he was moving recklessly. You got your side thing, you're doing your thing, but why are you doing it at the workplace, getting her pregnant and employing her and getting her more money, man? Did you not think it was going to come back to you? Did you really overplay your hand by saying people really support and love me? A lot of brothers that come from different backgrounds do not understand racial dynamics in this country. You were a high-profile paying job, which you earned every bit of it. I'm not doubting it. But you gave it all away because you thought life was different. A lot of times when we get inside these environments, we think I am the exception, not the rule. I am different from those brothers. What those brothers have to go with, deal with, earn with, I am different. I am special. I am the exception until you find out. You still a nigga. You still a nigga. O.J. Jackson, the song of O.J., what Jay-Z said, I'm not black, I'm O.J. That line should be iconic. Why should it be iconic? Because it is a constant reminder about no matter where you go, where you from, what you thinking, what you think you got past of, ain't no difference for you, bro. And you got your constant reminder that we see annually. Most brothers don't understand this is an annual ritual, man. Jonathan Major was 2024. We can keep going down the list. You may hear the calls. You may hear the precautions. You may hear the sayings I'm different, but there is always a overreaction for how you move in this environment. People say it's a lustful story. No, it's an interracial story. It's an interracial story about how we got to understand laws are different. We don't have a justice system in this country. We have a court system. The court system is not meant to produce justice, because if it was meant to produce justice, we would have it for all crimes equally in this country. We have law enforcement. I'm not saying police. Law enforcement who enforce the current laws under the current system that we live in. But when you think I'm going to get treated differently because I got some money on, I'm going to get differently because I'm different in who I am and what I believe and what I stand for, I'm different because I can outlast the laws and I'm not like y'all. But in reality, you experience the same thing. A lot of brothers that come from white schools and white environments think they are the exception to the rule. I have this conversation all the time in Black Male Meetup. Shout out to Houston, Texas Black Male Meetup. You know what the conversation I have all the time is this? A lot of brothers really do believe that I am the exception to the rule. They really do believe that they are different. They really do believe that comments and conversations make them opposite and different of who they are. You really don't believe, like, nah, bro, you really not. Everything you talking about, you don't outlast it. You don't go past it. You are generally the sum of who you are. And don't believe me. Don't even listen to what I'm saying. Go against the grain. Look at history. Study it, read it, ask questions about it. Think about your predecessors before you. Name me the top 5 individuals who got involved in an act of crime or who lived through it. Name me the top 3 individuals who had a racist accusation put against him who outlasted. I can't name anybody. You got to understand high profile position. You got to move different. It's not a morality thing. It's not even a sex thing. We don't care about if people cheat. We don't. We don't. We care about who and who they do it with. We care about how and why it was done. We don't care about the infidelity. We don't. Prove it to me. Show me that we have a consistent standard by the man that does something and how he should be programmed. We don't. Their relationship is their relationship. I'm not touching that. What I'm touching is the main issue. It's Mr. Moore and the immigrant cause and the mentality of I'm a good one. I'm upstanding. Treat me different. I did and moved by the rules. I should be able to have access to your women. I should be able to do what I want with them. I should be able to move the way my counterparts do. I should be able to have certain things, every type of things, and all access to me based off the income I make. Not you a nigga in the coop. Not that you a black man trying to figure it out. No, I'm Sherrone Moore. I'm King Crowder. I'm different. I'm different. Judge me differently. Honor me differently. My education makes me differently. I am not like you niggas. That's what they're ultimately trying to say. But little do they know, you just like them, bro. And the moment you acknowledge that, you understand it, you move accordingly, you can begin to move different. The street brother and me are just alike. No matter what my education is, no matter what my degree, my title, my income, it don't matter. What would you think makes a difference? In the eyes of the social norm of America, there ain't no difference. And the faster you understand that, the faster you can move across your time frame and your line to understand. But if you don't believe me, look at history. Look down the pipeline. Look down the circumstances of how it went down. Just look at it. I'm going to quote this person I believe who said something at the time, and I believe it is so ahead of his time of what he said. White woman in this country, shout out to Cat Williams, can tear a brother down and make him lose everything in 2 weeks. Because America is still a taboo. And a racial issue has not been discussed, diffused, learned, taught, broke down, educated. It hasn't been. We ignore it. We act like we don't see it. It's that scar on your hand that you put Vaseline on, even though you're not ripping it up, diagnosing, and maybe going to check on it. We put a Band-Aid over it. We do. We never discuss and have a real conversation news about it. We just don't. And the people that don't want to acknowledge that, you will always see them struggle with that at one person knee on this subject. Next forward, man. I believe it is a crazy conversation, man. Do you really not believe America has its taboos? You know what else is a taboo that happened in this country this year? But it's a great opening call for a lot of Americans. It really is. Shout out to my dog, where my call at? Man, welcome. Overcoming, man. Shout out to my dog. Give him your intro, Mike. Where you at? What's happening, fam?
Everybody, how you doing? This way your boy 7-5 to the Poconos to the Alaskan Thunder. Fuck.
Shout out to my dog, Mike. Welcome in, man. Mike, on to our next subject for the evening, Mike. Ebro got fired? Mike,
Damn.
is the Great Awakening coming for New York City and the radio as a tune? Mike, this is your lane all the way. Your thoughts on the subject, your thoughts of Drake throwing shade to the individuals that got fired, and your take on the state of hip-hop media and where we at right now.
Well, we always say, Terrell, that you have to keep reinventing yourself and to continue to spruce up your creativity, right? In this era of media, we have people that have done the same thing for years and years and years and years. Without, sometimes they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes that style of media has gotten old. It's more saturated. Ebro has been doing the same thing for years, years and years. I don't know why he got fired, but I will say he did not switch it up, in my opinion. He kind of stayed stagnant and stayed the same throughout time. His show has been a pivotal part of hip hop media. However, you got to diversify your brand in order to continue to stay in the limelight. And maybe that the powers that be just felt that it was, time to cut ties after all these years.
Mike, in your opinion, is it an attack on New York media as a whole, or is it just a great reset of hip hop, Mike?
I don't think it's an attack on New York media as a whole, because I do believe that New York, even though they don't have big staple rappers right now, New York is the mecca of hip hop. I do believe that the media portion probably will stay intact. However, this just goes to show it's a shakeup. Uh, might be doing something new in New York. You know.
Mm. Now that's real, Mike. And Mike, Peter Rosenberg had an issue, Mike. Let's go ahead. You know, we gotta be petty Betty. He said on Twitter, Mike, because Drake put the axe emoji to Ebro saying he fell off. He said, Mike, it's a behavior like this that we made in the media made it possible for people to defend the whack that he does. But happy Hanukkah, my one-time pal. I truly wish you the best, even though we are celebrating what you believe is our demise. Spoiler alert. We're about to be bigger now than we were because we were held back by a company and not allowed to give our full opinions on topics. Mike, your take.
The media, me working in media and in radio, it is a lot that you cannot do, cannot say, and should not say. Um, so if you do play your cards right, you can bounce back forward and be an unfiltered, unadulterated show that could bounce back from this. But that comes with new branding, creativity, and a reinvention of yourself.
I guess my take for it immediately, Mike, is why is was Drake always this unlikable, Mike, and we just learned? Or was he always just a cat that, to me, when a guy get fired, man, damn, dog, that's how you feeling, fam? I mean, you could wait or you gonna dance. It makes you feel like what Doc was saying. Was he wrong, Mike? I mean, like, go ahead.
Bro, like, what type of person are you to even dwell on somebody's demise? Like, that man got a family, he got kids, he got, like, bills and things that he need to take care of. And it's the holiday season. Like, it's the worst time to get fired, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you didn't have that nest egg or that backup plan, even the most celebrity of people when getting fired, this could hurt very badly if you wasn't ready.
Facts. No, Mike, I 100% agree, Mike. I don't think nobody's ever get ready to terminate or lose income. I believe he can bounce back. He has the clout and he can have, a social standard and create his own wave. But like I said, Mike, seeing Drake do that, I'm just like, dog, you always gave the image, Mike, the mirage. I'm the gentleman, the good guy. Maybe you have been a jerk behind the scene this whole time, and the unveiling of it is kind of weird to me, dog. Your take, Mike.
Bro, well, you gotta understand it like this, right? And I'll take it from a thesis paper I wrote on Breaking Bad, right? You gotta ask yourself, did the circumstances of Walter White make Walter White a bad person? Or was
Mm,
Walter or was Walter White always a person? So to answer your question, I think the circumstances did not make Drake a bad person. We are just now seeing him for who he really is. And he has shown us multiple times who he really is. And it's a great quote that says, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. I think Drake is
man.
always a bad guy.
Mm, mm.
We we just got caught up with the music and the light skinness.
Facts, Mike. I mean, hearing that, man, and seeing that in real time, it was just like, damn, this brother really might be. Has he turned into a super villain? I mean,
Facts.
I know you butt hurt. I know you felt like people chose sides, which I get, Mike. People chose side. Kendrick made it hostile. It was a time to be alive, but brother, you got to get off that high horse. You know what I'm saying,
Mm.
family? Is that how you moving now? Because remember, what you judge by, you get judged by at the same time. So I'm like, does a brother think about it, Mike? Does he just move crazy and reckless and saying fuck everybody? Or is he gonna switch it up? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think he always been fuck everybody, bro. Especially the people that turn their back on him.
Mm. I gotta ask a question there, Mike. Can you recover? Because again, it's a lot of the first album since the Dot Beats flop. Let's keep it funky, Mike. It's a lot of pressure on his second album, Mike. Does he gotta overachieve? Does he gotta overlive? Does he gotta outlast? I feel like, man, he's setting himself up for some hard and troubling times saying all this, Mike.
Bro, I don't feel like unless you bring back the old Drake, I don't know, bro, if you can come back.
Mm.
It's been a bro, not like us is still in rotation. It's still being played.
It
It's
is.
still
No, you're not lying, Mike. You cooking with that one. Not like us. It's still in rotation. It's still getting played. So you think his legacy is what it is, Mike? You're saying it's just ain't no coming back from a rail. We just got to accept it.
I think he has to, in the great sport of baseball, when something happens, I think it might be time to put that asterisk, or in sports, period, when something happens in the record books, they got to put that asterisk by that name. I think this is an asterisk by the name, to say the least.
Man, Mike, I love it, dog. I love it. Shout out to my dog, Mike, always coming in with that hot fire. Mike, next one, good topic for you tonight before we hit the board that you didn't get to talk about last week, is a senator, Mike. The reparations conversation is heating up, Mike. 2026 is a political year. Be tuned for Mike and Crowder to hit you heavy with the political conversation. We ain't ducking no smoke, Mike. Mike, congressmen, senators are being pressed and asked, Mike, the conversations we asked, do you believe in cutting a check or not? Mike, pay attention.
Dr. King said at the tail end of his life, he said, we're going to Washington to get our check. You understand? So now, what is your position on reparations?
Thank you. Great question. Thank you. We can all be quiet and let them answer. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be direct. First of all, I'll be direct with you. I'll be. You don't want to hear the Jim Crow stuff. Listen, I'll be direct with you. I don't believe in reparations. I don't. Well, then you don't believe in the black community. I will tell you, brother, in the hat with the glasses on, that's not true. What I will tell you is that there's a question if you're going to get into the full economics of reparations right now. Question number one, of all black people in the country, how many of them are actually descendants of slaves? Because you've had a lot of immigration over the last 100 years in America. Of American slavery. There was slavery in the Caribbean. The one brother came up, he said that he's first generation, the brother in the Congo, because his parents came from Jamaica. My grandmother is from Jamaica. So my grandmother is Jamaican. I know exactly what you're talking about. My mother was born in the United States. I'm born in the United States. So this is a fundamental question. You a black man, I'm a black man. Am I eligible for reparations right now? I would say the answer is no, I'm not. Because my family is from Jamaica. My father's Panamanian. His grandparents were born in Panama. My father immigrated to the United States. So does that make me eligible? So you got to go through all of that. That's step one. Step number two, slavery under federal law was ended in 1865. The Jim Crow era ended, obviously, with the 64 Civil Rights Act, the 65 Voting Rights, etc. The fundamental question is, you've now had 3 generations of black people come up in the United States. As a black kid today, does he get reparations? Third question. Hold on now. Third question.
Mike, I'm not even gonna let the brother yap no more, Mike. Yo, feelings immediately on this topic.
First of all, we have to understand that we are not getting reparations for slavery, because we know that slavery only brought 1 million slaves over here. What we are getting reparations for, and you hear me talk about it all the time on the show, so I'm going to take my time with my point. We are getting reparations for misclassifying us as from Negroes to indigenous, taking millions and millions and millions of our birthright lands and distributing it to different people and different origins and different races. That's what the reparations is for. The disenfranchisement of the indigenous people that were already here in America. Let's not pretend. And soon as you say that I don't believe in reparations, my ears turn off. Because what you waiting on? We have given so many groups of different descent. money for wrongdoings, but we refuse to. And they always say, "Oh, well, we don't know who's descended from slaves. We don't know who. It's been 3 or 4 generations." Yeah, cut the check. Stop all the bullshit. Cut the check. Should be two forms of reparation. One form of the indigenous Americans that were already here that got displaced, moved through the Trail of Tears, and got reclassified as Negroes in the 1865 Indian Act. That's one set of reparations. Secondly, for those who are descendants of the 1.5 million people that were horrifically brought over here, I do think there should be another set of reparations with another set of rules and another set of understanding on how we're going to divvy up that money. But for the first and foremost, I think we should be cutting checks, period. And if you're not about cutting a check, what the fuck are you about? He should have never been, because if you from Panamanian descent and Hispanic descent and descent that is not directly originating from America, why did you even get up and stand up and say that you don't believe in anything? Because you wouldn't be a eligible candidate of a reparation anyway.
What is most disrespectful? Let me clap for my dog Mike for cooking again. What is most disrespectful to me, Mike? I'm gonna summarize. You know me, Mike. Let me get my hood degree. Mike is the intellectual side. So it's cool when you do it. It's a
Right.
problem when I do it. So just because you not getting no money, you gonna say I can't? Wait a
Right.
minute, bro. Who are you leading? We don't give a blight. We don't give a fuck about your opinion, bro. Black political leaders, if you do not answer the check about the question about reparations, you have no black support. Let me say it again, Mike. If you don't answer the question about reparations and how you feel about black issues, you will not have black support. Period. There is no middle ground. There is no let's talk about it. There is no mumbo jumbo. If you want your version of reparations, go to Britain. Jamaicans, speak to the Britain government. We ain't going against that. But it's crazy that you are a political leader and say I was for immigration, but you ain't for just due and proper compensation. How can you open your mouth and say that, bruh? Kamala Harris was the first domino, Mike. People don't understand. If you are not doing openly for black people in this country, we don't want to hear nothing. 2026 is a political year. The conversation has not changed. We stomping hard. We stomping hard on this topic. Ain't nobody changing nothing. There ain't nobody worried about anything. But the most disrespectful thing that you said to me was, how do I classify it? I've classified my family back to 1750 off the scrolls. Mike has
Right.
found his family legacy. Why do you act like it's difficult, bro? It's not difficult. It's not hard. I know my family's legacy issues. You acting like it's so difficult and it's so hard. No, you don't qualify. Don't speak. Don't talk on it. Speak on Panamanian issues. That's it, bro. Period. But to
And you don't.
openly say that, Mike, go ahead, fam.
The people that do qualify, because your ethnicity and your origins do not match up to the same of mine, bro. You know, a lot of people did, and I want people to stop doing that damn 23andMe and all that. First of all, they're stealing your DNA. So let's really talk about it. And how they gonna originate where you came from if they stole you? If we all, if listen people, listen to the lie, right? Listen to how it's made up. If they stole us all from Africa and all of us supposed to come from Africa, right? How can they originate the multiple places that they stole you from a drop of blood? How can
Facts, Mike.
they dig? People just are fucking stupid, bro. Like, bro,
You
if
got
you
to
really
understand, Mike. People don't read, Mike. They don't ask questions. You asking legitimate questions.
But if you really think about it, right? You really think about it and understand what's going on. I give you a drop of blood, a piece of hair, some type of my biological DNA. How can a drop of blood, a piece of hair tell you exactly where you stole me from? And originated from multiple different places amongst the continent of Africa. Oh, that's gonna tell you where I stole you from? No, most of you people have been getting sub-Saharan African or Congo Africa on those tests. And I'm
Mike,
gonna
I
tell
saw somebody put a dog on there, Mike, and it said Sub-Saharan Africa.
so
Somebody for real, Mike.
yeah. And
So you know it's bullshit.
all they doing is getting your information off the census of what you classify yourself from, and then they categorize you as sub-Saharan or Congolese African. But if you have done like research through some family literature, I realized
Mike cut off a little bit. Mike definitely clearing up what he's saying. How you felt? Go ahead, Mike. You cut off a little bit, fam.
my family came up as not African American at all. We had a lot of mulatto and Native American, indigenous to
Very common.
indigenous to America, bro. And I'm just saying, like, we gotta stop all the foolishness and really understand that the slave you gotta understand it doesn't make sense that 4.4 million people were brought over here in the bottom of a boat with terrible weather conditions, terrible food conditions, terrible everything, and they were brought over here. That's no way. If I'm about making money, right? And that's what the slave trade was about. I highly doubt that I would put any type of product in horrendous conditions in order to sell it and gain profit at the end.
And Mike, can I chime in on this before we switch the topic? Because you cooking with napalm. Fella, your family already got their reparations by coming over here because they were allowed to come over here due to the civil rights movement. They received DACA. Remember all them DACA programs, Mike? USDI. Remember the money they shut down this year? They was getting millions. Let's stop acting like they ain't got their check already, Mike. You know the immigrant lie, Mike. I came over here with $2 and made $1 million. Nigga, what? You $2, you came over here and did what? And flipped it. Stop it.
Right.
Only the wealthy and affluent can come over here. Let's keep it funky. The best of y'all best travel to America because they have the money to get on a plane and come. Ain't no poor people from them countries coming, Mike. So y'all lying right there. Y'all not letting people that ain't got nothing come. That's the main thing. And again, Mr. Brian, in Florida, 2026 is on the docket. Black people in Florida. Y'all hear the way he talking? The reparations conversation is not going, Mike. If it ain't cut the check, we ain't voting for you.
Man, I highly recommend that our people open their eyes and wake up. If somebody is deliberately not dodging the question of cutting the check, you cannot accurately represent me. You can't accurately represent me or the things that I need you to represent me for.
And Mike,
We get,
and I got something more impactful, Mike, before I let you go on the next subject, Mike. Don't tell me you can't do it, Mike. Because soon as Trump got in office, Mike, they gave the woman who broke into the White House on the ride $5 million from Trump. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know the lady that stormed the White House, Mike, family got a $5 million settlement for storming the White House Capitol riots? The lawsuit, the Trump estate administrator settled with her. Stop telling me what you can and cannot do, Mike. Don't forget, they riot the White House. She did. Trump still paid him out, Mike.
damn.
Did you know that, Mike?
Okay. No,
But
I did not.
Viola Fletcher, Mike, let me go ahead and bring Miss Viola Fletcher up, who was Viola Fletcher, Mike, who died, 111 years old, never got a settlement, Mike, and she was a victim of the Tulsa riots. Let that sink in, y'all. She survived 111 years on earth, died, went through the Obama administration, Mike. They ain't cut the check. Ain't no more political games no more, y'all. A lady that stormed the White House, family got paid from the president saying, no, we're giving you the money on. Barack Obama tweeted, R.I.P. Viola Fletcher. While you know she was living and you ain't want to pay her back from her getting bombed? From Tulsa Massacre, the only living victim? Fuck you, bro. We ain't playing no games with you no more. Ain't no gray area no more, y'all. I don't think people understand it, Mike. The message is what it is. There is no more playing games. There is no Mike, they paid Ashley Babbitt's family, Mike, $5 million. Trump first day, first day at office, Mike mistake. We paying you back. But everybody else, Mike, it's unpopular. We don't have the votes. We can't do this. No, I hate to say it. Trump is the worst thing for all of y'all. He proven what you want to do will get done. F all that. Cut the check.
And ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Mike, he proven it, Mike. Again, Mike, she stormed the White House, got shot and died by a police officer, and you pay her for it?
She was committing domestic terrorism.
Mike, what does it show you, Mike? I'm telling everybody, we can't play them games no more. I don't think people understand, like I said, that Mike, and that's an active senator. Senator, you can't play no games no more. Ain't no more what we can't do, what you can do. You can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Facts.
Unpopular or not. Oh, well, we can't do it. No, Trump showed you what you could do.
You can do
That's
what
why
you
they
want.
hate him so much, Mike.
You can do what you want as long as you stand 10 toes down on that shit.
Mike, unpopular. It ain't popular. What Trump do that's popular, Mike?
Nothing.
Nothing. But ride for his people.
He getting away with it. If you put the money in the pocket, he doing whatever it is that you want him to do.
Mike, respect. I don't care how you feel about it. These stories we can't let slide. Mike, just like the next story we can't let slide. I'm going to hear Dane's reaction, then Mike going to give his take on what happened last week.
Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so we know that you were saying that it was not going to come out. So how do you feel that it actually is?
I honestly thought, based on like moral codes and like coming from where like a street ethic, I honestly didn't think that he would ever do that.
Why though?
Because I wouldn't.
That would be the question. Why? He has done
because it's just not my job to tell. I'm not a black man that's going to tear another black man down. Let them do that. But also, like if somebody, again, allegedly, it just seems like somebody, violated his baby mother in front of his kid. So yeah, but that's not how we deal with things from where we're from. That's like the back end. Hey,
did you check him on the back end?
I know y'all girls, but I'm not answering that. But what I'm saying is,
I just caught it.
I gotta let me answer the question. So again, you may not understand like a moral conduct for a grown ass man from where I'm from and where I thought he was from. There's just certain things and like it's not for us to tear somebody down. So for example, if I'm a criminal and I see somebody doing a crime, I'm not telling. If it might be a violation, like they might be doing some shit that might be like a violation to a kid, then I got to go handle that. If I sign on to the street. So for me, I'm not going to do that because that platform is not black owned. I'm never going to tear a black man down for a white man ever in my life. Also, I know Puff, right? And I don't think that, again, I'm not ever going to check for his moral character. As you see, we never did too much business together. But it would never be me to be the person to deliver that. Let them do it. So probably another person, I would say, go ahead, do that. Maybe someone from, so like example, TMZ called me.
Mike, take off on the family. I know you didn't get to go heavy last week. Respond to Dame and what you thought about the Diddy documentary. The floor is your family.
He's right, though. I think he's right. And we also got to stop it, though, because 50 Cent ain't doing nothing but making money, right? If it was multiple, I think it's twofold, right? Now, I personally wouldn't be doing that to a brother while they down, but also we're not saying nothing about all the other Diddy documentaries that was out before he put that out. It was multiple on Netflix, Hulu, Peacock. It was multiple. They just happened to be by white people. And it was a various amount of documentaries when this situation unfolded. And we did not say anything about them kicking somebody when they was down when those came out. We only said it when 50 Cent documentary came out. Now, I will say this. I don't think anybody of color should tear down anybody. That's the that goes against the code. That's the crab in the basket mentality. But we all know 50 Cent and we all know his character and we all know the pettiness and the diabolicalness of that man. So I can't understand why all of us feel that he has overstepped or has went too far or has done anything egregious when this is the type of person that he is, when he has shown us this multiple times on people that he does not like or get along with. We shouldn't be surprised, right? That's him. That's he has shown us that is who he his character, and that is within his character traits. But like I said, the documentary is crazy. We don't know all that he has done, but just some of those things and here some of those things come to light is appalling. But it can't be appalling, and we fed that monster and allowed all those things to happen all those years. You get what I'm saying? Now it's all like, oh my God, Puff, we can't believe you did that. We should have been not believing he was doing that when he was doing it. And somebody, instead of being a bunch of yes men, right? Somebody should have been like, nah, I don't fuck with that, bro, and you can't operate like that. But no one said no. Everybody said yes. Everybody is cool when it's happening. Everybody's understanding that, and everybody's letting it go down. We are, as a black community, should be and always have to be our brother's keeper, and we have let several people down that was in that situation.
Mm. So as you watch the Diddy doc, Mike, as you got to break it down and discuss it like you wanted to last week, family, how did it hit for you? What did you think? What was you shocked about? What didn't you know? Did you feel sympathy? Do you believe it was any victims, or was everybody knew what they were getting into, family?
Um, I say in the beginning, people. I say in the beginning it's kind of crazy because somebody threw an event. I think it was doomed from the beginning. You throw an event and people die, and you're not held accountable, right? I do believe if we had begun to hold him accountable for his actions, that I don't even think he could have ever got that far and ever out of control in that manner. But 9 people died at a concert that you threw, and you didn't even get a slap on the wrist or anything. So I think that's I think that's the turning point of bad behavior. No accountability as a black man, right? And the world holds us accountable, and no one held him accountable in that moment. I think the second portion of different things, right? The violence and the abuse, no one held him accountable still. So it c- continued to metabolize, right? But I also think that it's not the end that we seen. Like everybody in the black community seen somebody getting SA'd, and we people in our community don't say anything about it. And now that multiple people, I don't believe we should have courage when multiple people come out. I feel like that's not the time. You should, and you can't tell people when to have courage about something, but it also seems kind of crazy. One person says, oh, he raped me, then all of a sudden, 2015, the 13,000 people be saying the same thing. Like, where do we draw the line? You understand? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, where
I
do we
do.
draw the we let things happen before you can't say, hey, this happened to me. It almost seems like a bandwagon effect sometimes. If he alleged the things that he allegedly done and the way that he allegedly carried himself as a businessman, none of that is new to the industry at all. These are things that have been happening for years. It's just the light is being shown on him. You know what I'm saying? But what people fail to realize too, us as black people, as executives, we didn't learn this on our own. This is not behavior or things that we came into the game with. These are things that higher people and Caucasian people that are in these roles have shown us because we couldn't get our foot in the door by ourselves. Like these people were groomed by a higher power and they're just doing the things that their mentors have shown them. So we should be shaming their mentors and the people that they came up with as well. Because I mean, Diddy had to learn this from someone. He was chilling with Davis and Andre Harrell. He was living with Andre Harrell. Is this the type of behavior that Andre
That
Harrell
was weird to
has?
me, Mike, too.
You know?
That was weird to me, Mike. At 18, you don't get told to go back with your family. You just stay with me. That caught me off by a little bit of guard, too, Mike. Like, what? You ain't gonna encourage a young man to go back home, Mike? You ain't gonna tell him to figure it
Yeah,
out?
that's extremely predatory to me.
You feel me, Mike? Like it was
Like,
a lot of things, and like you said, I agree, man. I think the feelings about the Diddy doc, like you said, Mike. Everybody, like you said, has been piled on. And Mike, the one thing that was shocking to me, Mike, I would tell you two things: making them pay for Biggie's funeral, Mike. That was crazy to me.
But that just shows his character that you may have had something to do with it, and you take the, you so loving and caring that you take make Biggie's estate pay for his. I'm gonna
And
give you
then
the
Mike,
biggest and
you
best
drop
funeral
that
that.
song and be dancing like y'all so tight, Mike. That didn't sit well with me, Mike. Hearing I'll Be Missing You, Mike, even though the record is still a banger, knowing how you possibly could have had something to do with that hit different for me, Mike. That hit different, man. But like you said, man, I thought the Diddy doc, like you said, 50. I just feel like he gotta watch himself, man. I definitely feel like unless he's squeaky clean.
Bro, and it's crazy because it's like those who live in glass houses, bro. Like he's such a troll, and it's like, well, okay. I hope, like you said, bro. I hope you ain't been doing no wild shit, bro. Because as fast as it turned on Puffy, I'm pretty sure it can turn fast on you, and all you have to do is make the wrong person mad. And you're kicking somebody when they're down, and you got to think about it. He ain't got nothing else to lose. You know what I'm saying? He lost it all. He's been embarrassed, he's been shamed, and he's been desperate, right? So somebody in that type of environment, all they can do is fight back. So the punch or the swing back, we need to look out for that. And I pray that you squeaky clean, Curtis Jackson, because Maya's, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And Diddy had the crown one time, but now you're trying to belittle him while he's down. I feel like he has nothing to lose and he can come back swinging hard,
I agree, Mike. I agree. Shout out to my dog, Mike. Mike, you know me. I got a little 50 in me, Mike. I gotta be petty for a minute, dog. You ready? Mike.
Yeah, man.
They told me 3 years ago that Afro beats is taking over the world. Mike, 2023, Mike. Ebro said, I got this notarized. Many record labels are deprioritizing rappers. They are now focusing on Afro beats and Latin music. Y'all better stop being boring and make real music. Mike, everybody told me that Afro beats was the new wave. Afro beats is going to take over and shine. Afro beats, Afro beats, Afro beats. Mike, it never took off.
Because that shit was whack.
It was whack, Mike. It was no substance. You didn't talk about a thing. It was fun, good vibes. Ain't no real conversations. Y'all ain't talking about no real shit that happened in Africa. Y'all ain't talking about how Boko Haram shooting up no schools. Y'all ain't talking about the corruption, the color caste system, the problems. That's why hip hop is so good, y'all, because they talk about stuff like that. Yes, it is the bullshit, Mike, that's so icy, the flashy, but it's people talking about what's currently going on in the state of the culture.
Right.
All the fun and good vibes only last so long, Mike. We don't want to hear party music all day. They never understood that. And Mike, I used to argue back and forth. The Afro beats wave came and went because it's no substance. People don't understand that.
You got a nigga making it sound talking about, yeah.
And disrespecting his audience, Mike. Who the fuck do you think you are, bro? And then saying Americans ain't got no culture while you looking like Master P, nigga. Like, I mean, that fall off of Afro beats, let me clip this one, has been legendary. It fell off in 2 years, Mike.
I'm happy. That shit was trash.
I'm telling you, people kept pushing the narrative, kept saying how it was going to be going. Well, where his kids at? Where anybody at? Where all them artists we heard about, Mike? David LeDay, all them cats. I ain't heard a motherfucking song.
That's because that shit can't cross over.
Mike, because they don't have any substance. People don't understand music is great when it's a feeling to it. Now, Mike is an A&R. I ain't going to never get at Mike. But for me, Mike, music resonates when it has something real with it. Yeah. If it's just good vibes, if it's just switching niggas down, if it's just drilling, Like my Fivio Foreign saying, is drill dead? Yes, drill is dead because it has no meaning to it. Where's the substance? Y'all talking about Atlanta artists, the South artists, they have substance to them. They have a story. They're vulnerable. They're honest. Mike, what do you think of family?
Dude, when these Afrobeat songs come out, they be old as a bitch. When they, excuse me,
you good?
They be old as a bitch, bro. When they actually break in America, like the Burner Boy and the Wizkid song, them shits have been out for like 2-3 years before they got hit in America, and the Afrobeat thing was a fad, bro. I didn't think that it would ever stay because, like you said, it's no culture behind it. It's just positive, like chilling lo-fi music, like, and it's no story, it's no gutterness, and eventually, we like music for different moods, different vibrations, different things like that. But the only time you could play that is when you're feeling good and you're not feeling good all the time.
You know the one thing I tell about people, Mike, you have to understand why black music is so real because it's an impact behind it. The blues talks about the problems you go into. The blues, it's the low moments, the pain. That's why Rod Wave and NBA Youngboy are so big, Mike. In actuality, they're hip hop blues artists. They talk about their problems. That's why they're so popular. Rod Wave is a pain artist. NBA Youngboy, not my type, Mike. But when I hear it, he sounds like the blues.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so popular. Country is reflective. My problems, what I've been through, I look back on it, Mike. My divorce, my wedding. Country is reflective. Hip hop is journalism. It's current. That's why it's ever-vesting changing. It's upbeat. But you have to talk about what's going on right now. That's why all the artists are currently flopping, Mike. We had good music that dropped this year, but hip-hop artists are still on the stunt era when the stunt era is done. The stunt era is done. You may not know it, most people, but we're in a recession right now.
Ain't nobody spending no money unless they have to.
Mike, why are we leaning into that? So let me go ahead and go into it, Mike. I'm glad you said that. Hip-hop artists, the first one to crack the code, Mike, like we've said, on a different genre of music gonna win, Mike. Did you know? Tune in, Mike. Tune in. The real poverty line in America is 140,000. Investopedia. This ain't us talking. A prominent contends the real poverty line for a family of four in this country, Mike, is 140,000, not the $32,000 created in 1960, Mike. Mike, the poverty line has risen due to childcare, food, rent, mortgage, lifestyle, travel, leisure, and college affordability, Mike. If you have a family of four, Mike, you need to have this much money to do as much as a family did in the 1960s, Mike. Cap or facts, Mike?
That's 100% facts because you have to calculate inflation out of those years. And now that's crazy though. Think about it. 140,000 to be able to live for a family of four, to have a college education for your kids, to raise them, to travel, and to be entertained. 140,000. Some people don't even see 140,000 in a year. People are
Mike,
seeing 50.
Mike, I've been telling everybody, think about it this way, Mike. Think about it. For you to travel, Mike, or daycare alone, Mike, daycare costs in certain cities, Mike, are at $30,000. What?
And we'll have multiple children.
Mike, I couldn't even. $30,000, that is the new wave. Open a daycare facility is the new wave. Cutting them prices in half is the new wave. If you have a daycare facility and daycare should nowhere be down $900 every week, 2 weeks, $400 a week, it's insane. And if you single, Mike, that's not gas, that's not car note, Mike. That's not you want to go out of town. It might, like even we talked about it, Mike. I told you I went to homecoming. I got the privilege to be able to go to homecoming this year, Mike. Our class, Mike, people weren't there. Our 10-year Mike homecoming, we talked about it, Mike. It was light.
Bro, shit costs too much.
I know, Mike. Mike, if I didn't have the money to save and I had this event going because, could see the family, I couldn't afford it, Mike. Hotel, room, flight, The new poverty line, having my dog there, I can kick it with, Mike. The new poverty line is that high. People don't know about it though. So it's like we're hitting, Mike.
A lot of that's not normal. That's not a attainable thing for a lot of people, and a lot of dual income. Even with the duality of having dual income, a lot of people aren't touching the 140 with the spouse that they have, bro.
And Mike, just think about it, Mike. That's just to live comfortable, not overachieve, Mike.
Right.
Not 2 vacations, not saving for private school. That's to live where you can be no stress. Think about that, Mike. That's not above average. That's just the median. That's above what it takes to not be considered poverty.
Right.
So, like I said, you having these kind of people don't even understand, like, bro, what? We need to update, Mike, and that came out this year, Mike. You know me, I stay on top of stuff. $140,000, y'all, is the new poverty line. $140K a year is that. Stop saying the 32,000. Stop saying no, sir. These careers got to pay more, do more. Everybody right now is not fairly compensated because everything is out of whack. Everybody. So, like I said, we having these conversations. People be like, "Oh man, y'all just be screaming and yelling." No, we just checking the temperature on the room. We giving you what the no school taught us. Because they told us, Mike, go to school, get a job. You're going to be all right, Mike. That's what we told, Mike. This shit ain't working out that way. It's not. Mike, have you seen the story that hit the news this week, Mike? Uncle Nearest, the company, the CEO is a relative, Mike. And they had an event, Mike, where you could meet the CEO for a signing event, Mike. And it was cringy. I'm going to let you see it and get your take on it, family.
Hello, how are you?
We just in the same class at 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
So I'm supposed to remember you. Okay, can I tell y'all that this man just said, "Do you remember me?"
From 6th or 7th grade.
Make it make sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Okay.
He's being serious.
Yes,
though.
he
Are you
is.
being serious? I do not. I'm sorry. No, I don't remember the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th grade.
We were in the same class.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yo.
Hello. Okay.
Mike, your immediate thoughts, family, hearing that.
Well, first of all she had to do was just embrace him, be like, I don't remember you, brother, but I appreciate you for coming out. Like, when did we get past humility, right? All she had to do is be humble in that moment. But you trying to show off, oh, this nigga say he remember me from the 6th and the 7th. You should be, bro, she missed an opportunity, right? That was an opportunity right there to embrace that man and be like, look, I am so thankful that somebody from the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade came out here to support me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I may not remember you physically, but I appreciate you being here to celebrate me. She missed the opportunity, bro. And people seeing things like that, we so busy trying to shit on somebody and stun on somebody when that man was a true friend and he used a core memory to come out there and support you because he remembered the person that you were from the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and you took the opportunity to belittle him. I would never drink your whiskey or whatever it is that you sell because that's crazy. Why would you do that to that? Do that, bro. Think about. I remember a lot of people and people that's close to me be like, "Don't go and say hello." You know they don't remember you, but good night. But you know that's crazy, bro. Like, why would you take an opportunity to embarrass somebody like that when you could have just turned that moment into something sweet and dope, right? Like, cause bro, the only reason why that man came out there to see you is to say that. That's the only reason he pushed through a crowd, made sure that he got your attention just to tell you.
Hey, Mike, don't forget he paid a fee and bought a bottle.
Paid to be there just so he could say, hey, keep doing what you doing. I remember you from the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. You were in my class. He pushed through all of that just to say that and you shit on him, bro. It's crazy to me. crazy.
I think the one thing it showed, Mike, is what happens when you are out of touch. As you said, Mike, you should have simply said, I appreciate you for coming. But once you, as like the Diddy documentary, Mike, when certain people make a certain amount of money and are not around black people, they say disrespectful things and don't even understand how disrespectful it is. Like you said, Mike, you might not remember him. You should have gave him a hug and said, brother, thank you for coming and buying something when I just had to get a loan. Remember my story, Mike? They just had a little bankruptcy. We had some fraud happening. Remember that, Mike?
I just don't know why she took the time to shit on this man. And he was clearly
because most black educated culture, Mike, is a shit on black people. Let's keep it
Bro.
real, Mike. A lot of our academic and educated class shit on our poor black people. They do, Mike. We have a problem among some black people that have a little bit of education or more money. Our boule, our higher up class has a big problem with that. We do.
You're right.
We do, Mike. I mean, Mike, you talk to the streets. You know.
Yeah. That rubbed me the wrong way, though, bro.
I get it.
That rubbed me.
Me too. Again, Mike, our brother spent his hard-earned money in this economy to come see you, to say that I'm proud of you and what you're doing, and to keep an Uncle Nurse's brand going, and you're the CEO and his great niece. And that's how you approach him.
That's crazy.
That's how you respond to him, Mike? To say, I don't know you?
Like, bro, like, come on, man. There's been somebody that we don't remember. You know your mama be like, hey, this babysit you back in the day, and you got to play the game. I haven't seen you in so long.
Give him a hug, Mike. That's it.
All that man wanted in that moment was the smallest bit of recognition that he had went to middle school with her, bro. All she had to be like is, oh my God, it's good to see you. It kept it moving. That's all she had to do. Oh my God. It's so good to see you. Thank you for your support. But you see, bro, we lack humility. We thank drive, and that's a whole group of people that she lost interest in her and her brand, bro. Because when it and it's crazy, it just shows what type of person you are, right? When it was time to embrace somebody and pull them in and show love, you did the exact opposite.
Facts. No, I agree, Mike. I agree. We got to understand, Mike, as they get older. Who's going to be loud, Mike? And I want all my young ladies to remember this moment. And the reason why I want to point this out for all my ladies, shout out to y'all, comment, like, subscribe, follow us on everything, is that you will get older. And how you treat people in your 20s, they will treat you when you get older, Mike. And I got a story to tell, Mike. All fine girls, beautiful women, ladies that are highly sought after. Remember how you disrespect people, Mike. Stacey Dash has her OnlyFans, Mike.
What?
Not shaming her, Mike. Not shaming her. Not disrespecting her. Not saying she can't do what she wants, Mike. But think about that for a moment. The Stacey Dash, the dime piece of the 90s, disrespected a lot of brothers, talked down to a lot of brothers, talked down to a lot of black people, said a lot of disrespectful things to black people, said a lot of disrespectful things in general, Mike. And I'm not saying that you cannot do what you want with your body, because you can. But I don't know any 40-plus-year-old woman who is comfortable starting a website that can see you for $15 per month.
Somebody that's hurt.
Say it again, G.
Somebody that's hurting for bread.
That's what I'm saying, Mike. But remember, Mike, how you disrespect people will come back to you. Mike, if somebody would have told you 20 years ago that Stacey Dash would be on the website for $15 a month, you can see it, would you believe it?
Not at all.
People don't understand how you treat people in your past, and they grow older, they'll be able to see you. And she had a lot of disrespectful comments. And as you age, Uncle Nearest CEO daughter, you don't know what your life's going to be like in 10 years. You don't know what your money's going to be down upon. You don't know who you may have to deal with. But for her to be on top of the top, Mike, Clueless, The Factor, Cheer Squad, married to men that got money, to now starting the OnlyFans, that's a humbling life, Mike.
100%. Bro, and I'm going to tell you why the situation could have been different with the Uncle Nearest train, right? I'm sorry to even go back to that.
No, you
Okay,
good.
you're at a check this out. Same situation, same person, different event. You had a donor event for sponsorship because you want to run for office or you want to have something more in the community. Same person has an influence and he goes, "Hey, you don't remember me, do you?" "No, I don't." "Well, we went to middle school together, but even more recently, I was at an event supporting you and you brushed past me and disrespected me." You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't
I
know who
do
this
get what you're
dude
saying.
is. Saying like, if the tables was turned and you was at an event and he was in the power of affluence, you never would have played him like that. You would have actually been telling everybody, "Oh my God, this guy went to middle school with me." Like, it would have been that would have been your end. But the fact that you were on the top of the affluence and he was not, you chose to disrespect and embarrass him. And I cannot get with that, bro. And like you said, Stacey Dash, you was on the top of the totem pole. Now you selling flicks of yourself for $15 a month.
$15 a month, Mike. If somebody would have told you, Mike, and in a few years that would have been happening, and this got to be said to the Uncle Nearest lady, Mike. Remember, Stacey Dash is bigger than you. Had all the calling, Mike, had all the love, had all of this, man. You just don't know where your life gonna lead you. You don't. And the sad thing else is that when all that happens, Mike, what do you have now, Mike? What do you have now?
Nothing. And that shows you ain't got nothing if you selling soliciting risque photos and videos of yourself for $15 a month.
Mike, $15 a month, Mike. That's what it's going for, Mike. Ain't no more than that. That's and like you said, Mike, hearing that is like, damn, it's crazy to hear it out loud, to see it, Mike. But that thing is worth $15 a month now. Now it's
Right.
older,
Right.
but it's crazy to think, yo, you can actually have access to Stacey Dash, Mike.
$15 a month.
Mike, we don't understand how bad people doing, Mike. I mean, people don't want to say it, Mike, but we do. A lot of people right now, Mike, as you said, are struggling. They are. And as we continue going, Mike, I forgot to ask you too, Mike. Man, I got another video for my dog, Mike. Mike, it made me think this subject right here, but I know my music guy is on the pod, and I want to hear his take on it and what he thought, Mike. Pay attention. Fair use.
You still the best rapper from Compton?
I'm definitely the best rapper from Compton.
Definitely?
Definitely.
Who's the best rapper on the West Coast today?
Game.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, it ain't. Yeah, that's it.
Ain't
nobody out rap me, man. And anybody that knows will know. Because people can't, even if you are like, no one can do what I can do. Like, no one has my skill set. Because not only do I have the ability to wrap circles around people, I'm also with all the bullshit too, if it came down to that. So it's like I'm the best rapper in this town.
Damn, Game. I mean, the OG, man, there's some OGs, some heavyweights. I mean, Cube, Snoop.
I love Cube, but Cube can't out-rap me. I love Cube. And by the way, the reason that Cube can't out-rap me is because I used Cube's legacy to help me sharpen. Right. I use Snoop's legacy to help me sharpen myself. I use Dr. Dre, NWA. So it's like those guys came before me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Kobe, right? You know Kobe watched Mike growing up.
For sure,
right?
Absolutely.
But
you see the way he walked, you see the way he chewed that gum, he got the wristband on his elbow.
Now, Mike, in Kobe's prime, Mike couldn't hold Kobe.
No.
But that's because he came before him and he done with it. Right. I'm not saying if I was in 1992 with Cube might be able to, go crazy.
Right.
Mike, if you judge and look at Game's discography, Mike, and I ask a few of West Coast residents, if you put a Game's catalog, Mike, versus anybody else, where does he align, Mike?
Last.
Let's go, Mike. A lot of West Coast people challenge me, Mike. I got it ready for my dog.
Bro,
I'm gonna let you hear it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't think the Game's discography is that deep to say you the greatest rapper on the West Coast. I don't think you. I mean, you come from being a stripper in a gay club, so I mean, and
besides Mike, I'm gonna give you his top 10. Some and West Coast people check me, Mike. You ready? Hate it or love it.
Top fire.
100. Drake. LA niggas be the crazy. That was a hit, Mike.
Wow.
How we do? This is how we. Mike, I'm gonna keep going. My life. If they want to do right, Mike. Dreams. I gave you all my dreams, Mike. We gotta keep going, Mike. We gotta keep going. One blood. One blood. Mike, it's a celebration. Let us stay high. It's a celebration. Let us stay high.
We stay high.
Mike, they had a few that Mike, they had that I'm a boom I don't know. People were putting Kendrick's 10, Mike, in Game's 10 in a versus, Mike, playing the records. That's verse 7.
That first 7 is hard, bro, and you forget that first 7. That's a nostalgic first 7. That first 7 is hard.
Mike, that one blood, that dreams, Mike. Now I'm with you, game toxic. He got a lot of fugazi. The antics hurt him, but musically, Mike.
He say he's the best rapper. I think about lyrics, and I don't think
100 miles and run 100 bars, 300 bars, Mike.
Bro, Game tough, but I don't think he's no Kendrick, bro.
I'm with you, Mike. I'm just telling you the records they told me, Mike. Like Father, Like Son, Mike. 92 bars and running. West Side Story. Higher. Old English. Switching lanes, Mike. Stash.
Bro, he had some heat. I ain't even gonna lie,
Mike,
bro.
you wouldn't get far. We were going with you. No, you wouldn't get far. I was like, damn, I ain't know. I forgot Game had.
Ain't had all these bangers, bro.
Mike, they said a verse is 10 for 10. Mike can dot sweep him, Mike.
Bro,
not lyrics. It's Game.
When you put it,
Mike, they put it on me. It made me pause, Mike.
I mean, that tough. The 10 for 10 be tough because Game do got some bangers and we forget about them.
Mike, Mike, it's okay. Let's get it. Dream, pray, Mike. What else they were saying? Old English. I was like, damn, 10, Mike. If we had to do 10, just Game versus only person they said they can rival Mike is Tupac. Maybe Snoop.
You might be right.
They were like 10 for 10. If Snoop, maybe. Snoop got 10 bangers. Snoop can go 10. Ice Cube can go 10.
I forgot he had all these bangers, bro.
One love. Come on, man. Get high. It's a celebration. Let us stay high. Mike, come on. That's a classic right there, Mike. That's a classic.
Bro, he might be right. He might be right, bro. He slept on.
Somebody said this, Mike, and it messed me up to hear it. Jadakiss or Game? It's Game. It ain't many artists, Mike, like you said, record for record, Mike. Remember, record for record. He washing 50, Mike. He washing 50. Of his era, Mike, he washing Rick Ross, Mike.
Bro, he is though.
He washing Rick Ross. He ain't touching Weezy. We know that. He ain't touching Wayne.
Think about it. You gotta think. Without all the toxic shit, without all the shenanigans, just music by itself. Decent.
Mike, is he washing T.I.?
Yes.
Ooh, you ain't lying though.
Yeah, because I think T.I. got a strong set. I say 10 for 10. He might watch T.I., bro.
Will he get Jeezy?
Nah.
Jeezy got bangers. Jeezy got bangers. They were just talking about him. Like you said, nobody like Game. We get him. Like he is a troll. You know, he ain't the best person.
When it's just the music, I think you might be right.
Now, when he said it, Mike, it messed me up. When he said, Yo, look at my catalog, fam. Everybody talk junk to me, but look at my catalog. I ain't talking nothing else. Look at the catalog and see where we at. That's the main thing, Mike. On our last video for the night, I'm gonna get my dog Mike in there. Mike, you ain't tell me DC was going crazy like it's the squatter laws, Mike. Take a listen, Mike. Take a listen. Fair use.
I can't get to my property. There's a leak in the property. The water bill is escalating. I can't get in there to see what's going on.
A DC homeowner claiming an Airbnb guest has overstayed their welcome and will not leave. In this story, you'll only see on 7 News. We're digging into DC law, finding out there's not much that homeowner can do. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley spoke with the homeowner and tried to speak with the alleged squatter.
The alleged squatter originally got into the home through Airbnb, claiming that her apartment caught fire and it needed time to get repairs. Now, that was back in February.
Gave her any tenancy. I never gave her a lease.
Roshane tried everything, gave her a 30-day notice to vacate, called police, went to court, and even offered Romero $2,500 to sign a paper admitting she's not a tenant and to get out. Romero signed the document, but didn't budge.
November the 15th came and she told me, this no longer works for me. Do what you have to do. I'm not leaving. I went to the police with my order and they said there's nothing that they can do, that I need to go to court, which I've done. And I do not have a court date until December the 11th.
Roshane put this sign up on her home so police and the neighbors would know Romero was not authorized to be there. A sign Romero covered with a sheet.
I need police assistance.
I was there when police helped Roshane cut it down, while Romero hid inside.
It's shocking to me that you would abuse a system like that.
While all this is going on, Romero's social media shows her living her best life on trips and promoting her nonprofit. And Roshane is left paying thousands in attorney fees, the mortgage, and utilities for a home she can't even enter. I tried to get some answers from Romero, who was clearly inside the home, but she never came to the door. When a person walked out to her car, they didn't want to talk to us.
If the judge doesn't give me some release, I'm going to lose my property because I can't pay $4,000 a month and my other bills and my responsibilities like this.
I can't get into my property.
Man, Mike. Man. Yo, take family before my dog go. The DC squatter laws are crazy.
Better get somebody to go in there and beat her ass, dog. And, like, come on. Almost like her hands are tied. What can you do? Like, it's nothing you can do. You gotta take matters in your own hands and get that lady out your crib, bro. Cause that's crazy. Shorty stayed for an Airbnb and just living your shit. Like, she ain't left. You ain't quartered. Like, she just been standing there ordering food, working from home. Like, you mean to tell me, like, she has never left the property? If she going on trips and shit, while she on them trips, dog, you should just take your shit back. Like, I don't understand. Like, shorty ain't,
People don't understand how bad it is right now. Airbnb ain't saying nothing, Mike. They quiet on the situation.
Hey, because she paid and she good.
Like you said, Mike, hearing this, man, knowing how it's about to go, I think the Airbnb wave is over with, Mike. That's the first thing. It's over with.
Yeah, man.
It's over with. I mean, people just, it's over with now.
That's crazy. Like, you was trying to make that, and you ain't making no income. And you got the lose person in there.
Losing everything, man.
Bro, what, they just ordering, like, I'm trying to understand, they just never leave the house? Like, she just ordering groceries and food and all that over there?
Mike, she living there, sitting down, living good, rent-free, man. I might not leave neither.
Thanks,
but
bro.
to end it on out, Mike, tell the people where they catch you so my dog can get. I know my dog working tired. We getting back to the gridiron. Tell the people what you got going on this week, family.
That's all I'm saying, bro. It's peak season, and we making sure these packages is coming to your doors. That's all I got to say. Your boy tired. They working me hard, but I love it.
Hey, get the money, dog. Stack it up. Follow my dog Mike on everything. Until next time, Mike. Peace. My dog Mike, man. Let me give him a shout of applause. Definitely are holding it down, doing his thing. Chase the bag, fellas. Even if you got to be tired, I would rather for you to be tired and profitable then tired and unemployed. We got a few more to crack on in tonight. Man, I want to chop it up about the Mano and academic situation, man. If you do not remember, Mano made a video clip about DJ Academics talking crazy, and our boy responded.
Academics, you bit off more than what you could chew. Your ego's too big. First of all, your clap back at Mano wasn't even worth me playing. If y'all looking for that long video that he made, his clap back for Mano wasn't even worth it.
I agree. Let me go ahead and top it up quick, man. Mano was responding to DJ Academics saying the old guys need to act old and act their age. Dress accordingly, talk accordingly, give game. What he tried to do with Academic was right message, wrong person. You got to add the same substance to even speak at the OGs like this. Mano is a hip-hop historian that's done well and it does well by what he's supposed to do. When you make an accusation, you got to be ready to stand for. Remember, real-life consequences come at you when you talk in person. Online got people way more comfortable being disrespectful, not understanding that you got to stand on that in person, y'all. You got to stand on that. You got to be willing to go for that. If you ain't willing to throw them, please watch yourself. What Academics taught and thinking that I can talk friendly and there is no consequences. I'm sorry, my boy. In the real world, there is a lot of consequences. Be ready when you talk greasy for somebody to put hands and feet on you. Somebody to put hands and feet on you and being willing to hurt you. Next up, y'all, it's an interesting subject this week, man. I wanted to talk about. That is something. We're going into this political season this year. Share it live, comment, like, subscribe. Pay attention.
Black Republican with a black wife, we'll probably be more accepting to it. Most of them be black with white wives. And after you know for a fact with us.
I think that's what got Obama in office.
Michelle did that. Michelle single-handedly.
Barack had a white wife. I don't think he.
Oh, but Barack had a white wife. We would not. And we would not be going for him as hard as we do.
And
that's scientifically proven.
I think that's why a lot of black men didn't want to. Some black men didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris too.
Because of Doug. Doug didn't bother me.
But it'll bother you if a black male have a white wife.
Mm-mm.
You just said that. What you said?
I said. I think if you present it to us, I think we're more accepting to it.
What you mean presented? Like, show, hey, I got a white wife?
No. How you just asked me, a black Republican? I said I think we'll be more accepting to if it's with a white. I mean, with the black.
So it's cool if you do it. It's a problem if I do it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Black wife.
You know what I'm saying? But what if he had the right message and everything, but he had a white wife?
You have to work a little bit harder.
But compliment.
Because here is the thing. It goes to that thing of how can you choose black for everything but your love? I think that's really what it goes back to.
So why is not the standard for Kamala?
Unfortunately, we have that standard
for women
higher for men than we do for women. I can call.
That's not true. The standard is the same. Women don't like to acknowledge the standard doesn't mean it does not exist. The standard was absolutely the same. That's the reason why Kamala didn't get the support. And she said a lot of fugazi during her time when she was speaking. She said a lot of things that were disrespectful, and it bit her in the butt because she didn't think consequences were real. In actuality, we do care. We do think about it. People do speak about those issues. And in the new America that we're living in, y'all, there is no more, I say what I want. There is no consequence. There is no accountability. We're going to ignore hypocrisy. I say what I say based on my feelings, and you just got to accept it. Fellas ain't going for it, ladies. They not. Fellas are calling out weird behavior. Fellas are speaking on what they don't like. Nobody's going to say anything. The whole era of how I look pretty, I get a pass. No, it's over with. You ain't got to believe me. But I'm just telling you, man, people are speaking about it openly. People are speaking about it. They telling you how they feel. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's more messages catered to young men speak on this topic that most ladies don't understand. It's a lot of messages for it. I'm going to play one right here.
They had a summit with black leaders, and it was all black women.
Nigga, you ain't wrong for disrespecting her. That's not a woman. Look at that bitch. Look what that hoe got on. Women wouldn't dare dress that on. So we confuse a woman because we see hoes and bitches. Women don't have their ass out. Women don't argue with men. Women don't take pictures and you can see they pussy print, they moose knuckle. Hoes and bitches do that. So we have to teach our boys how to identify that's a woman, That's a lady. That's a bitch. That's a hoe. She's a prostitute. So because they're all different species, but are women.
And so same goes
women.
That's what Charleston White said is real, y'all, that right now in the young man era of America, we have done a terrible job teaching the man how to categorize women. That's why most women get the same type of treatment. They don't understand it's a difference. Right now, there is a black renaissance. There is a man renaissance. Young men are actively sharing information, trading details by letting other men know, no, that is not a wife. No, that is not a partner. No, that is not a woman I want to be with. No, that is not somebody you should build and live with. They're telling everybody openly how they feel, what they think, what they need to express. So even though you may not hear it or understand it, I want y'all to understand it's being talked about, discussed right now. So it may seem crazy, and I agree the talking points may seem like, man, why are you even talking like that? It don't make no sense. All you saying is yapping. True. But please be aware, your boy is paying attention. Your boy is listening. Your boy is giving his take and opinion. You ain't got to believe me. Check the notes, check the artifacts, check the details, check the statements. Man, thank y'all for tuning in with me on like another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is the greatest host, podcaster, future upcoming LeBron James of his generation, King Crowder Gang. New edition is expected to be here May 2026. Another Crowder lineage added to the family, man. Baby, a new cutie will be on the way. Oldest one is all that what it is. We got another addition to the Crowder Gang. Very excited that you could be here. Very excited that you could share the information and news to the channel. I'm excited to have more information to you. Vlog series about Trade Day. Vlog series about the diaper shower. Vlog series about the baby being born. Vlog series about the new life movements. King Crowder, I'm going to keep coming to you live, direct for more information, more details, and more discussion. I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank all my subscribers, people that follow me, that like me. Special shout out to everybody that's tuning into it. I appreciate you, baby. If I don't get to talk to you personally, I hope you enjoy your week. Tap in with your family and comment, share the live, share the message, baby. The one thing I love to do is to give you a perspective, talk to you about current news, and let you know what's going on. That's the whole purpose of this Crowder Gang. I enjoy documenting the journey. I enjoy having it live on Sunday because it's therapy to me. I would do this no matter where I need to be, but the most important place I need to be is with y'all. Make sure you stay tuned for the raffle. One rack, $1,000 giveaway. We'll be starting as soon as I hit that 1K subscriber because we got to get our mother things up to get us halfway monetized. Birthday is tomorrow. Shout me out, Crowder Gang. Shout me out. Shout me out. Your boy's birthday tomorrow. Hopefully I get to celebrate and have fun. And most importantly, have fun. Live your life. Smile. Live your journey. It's your boy, King Crowder. Back again with another edition of Live on Sunday. Until next time. Peace. 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 Peace.